Extraordinary, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Such a wonderful acquisition. I'm so proud of it. We'd better go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
This way.
There she is. I can see her. They're bringing her out now.
They're coming. I can see them.
This year it's going to be Istris all the way. This year, Anda's winning a palio, Your Honor.
You don't pass judgment until after all the evidence is before you, Fernando.
It's there.
Francesca.
The race is starting. It's starting. It's just once.
The porcupine won at last. My daughter will be celebrating all night. So beautiful. Well, 10 years you have watched out for me, Branco.
12, Your
12?
12.
Really? 12? Well, thank you for them. And don't be a stranger. Phone me. Come up to the farm sometime.
Thank you.
Good night. You're off the clock.
Force of habit, Your Honor.
Well, that's going to be the hard part about this retirement business, getting rid of my old habits. Take care of yourself.
Please do not move, Your Honor. This is not robbery. I am here to give you something. Look at it carefully.
Spent my life in this city, working for you, rigorously pursuing truth and justice. Now today, I leave you. I am being ushered into another world, the world of the retired. It is a dangerous, treacherous world. You go there alone, all the familiar signposts are gone, and if you're not careful, You can lose your grip on yourself and just fade away. But I will not. I will follow the instructions of the great Russian poet Joseph Brodsky. I will try to stay passionate. I will leave my cool to the constellations, because I understand that passion alone is a remedy against boredom. That the passionate pursuit of truth, the evocation and communication of truth, is the secret of life. That understanding is a gift that you and my work with you has given me. It will nourish me all the rest of my days. I thank you. Come on to the farm. Bring the kids.
Judge.
We'll have a picnic.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Don't go away.
Thank you. Excellent speech.
Hello?
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Who's calling? Just a second. Rosario, it's for you. It's your doctor.
Hello?
Did you have a look at the film, Your Honor?
Yes, I was... yes. I was worried.
Let me do the talking.
I understand.
Do you know where the Fosse di Sant'Anzano is?
Yes.
You'll see a construction site. There's an opening. Go inside Santa Maria della Scala. Tonight at 1. I'll be waiting. That's far enough, Your Honor. There were many of us that day in the Via Fani, and we were not alone.
Who is us? And what do you mean you weren't alone? And is there any way to prove the authenticity of the film?
It is your habit to ask the questions, but you won't be able to do that with me, Magistrate. Do you understand?
Yes, of course. It's an astonishing document.
And it is authentic. When I'm sure I can trust you, I'll prove it to you. It's a gloomy place, isn't it?
Yes.
Death everywhere.
You were at Via Fani. That's not a question.
The one on the back of the Honda. With the machine gun. That's me.
May I ask, why now, after 25 years?
I knew I would like you. I have a tumor. They've given me 2 months, maybe less. I don't want to take this to my grave. There have been so many lies, Rosario. Would you mind if I called you Rosario?
So many lies.
You'll figure it out.
But I don't understand why me. I'm just a... I was just a provincial prosecutor. I have no political agenda.
For years now, I have been watching you. You pass in front of my shop every day. Aldo Moro filled some notebooks with his answers to the Red Brigade's questions.
I've read everything that was published of it. No one's ever actually seen the notebooks themselves.
I have. I know where they are. The original handwritten notebooks.
Yes, but Didn't the Red Brigades photocopy and make public most of what was...
Not the crucial pieces. Not what he wrote about. If I believe he will honor what I am doing, I will give you those notebooks, Rosario.
Oh, look. We both know I'm out to pasture. I have nothing to lose. Nothing. If I have a chance to leave something worthwhile behind me, I give you my word, I will take whatever is in those notebooks and... Are you still here?
They won't be open yet. Will they be open?
That's the best way to do it, really. I don't want you buying anything.
Oh, come on. No, do you want breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely.
All right.
Did you hear the news? They found the dog in the well.
I've really never seen anything like it. No, it was incredible. Did you see?
Hey, Barbara. Nice to see you.
Rosario, I knew you'd be here. I'm so happy.
I'm a squirrel. Oh, look at Gabriella. Isn't she beautiful? Squeenie! You put this envelope here.
No, Judge. No.
Do you miss her?
She's been gone 25 years. Every day she's here.
What in God's name is this?
It's nothing, please, it's nothing.
Hey, come on. Let's take a walk.
It's nothing, please, it's nothing.
Let's take a walk. You nearly had a heart attack in there.
I know. Somebody, I don't know who, took those photographs and then somehow managed to put them on my desk without anyone seeing them doing it. Pasquini was there, I was there.
What were you doing there? Rosario, come on.
I was meeting, look, in itself, it's so shocking. But if the truth of it, the shock of it...
You're not making any sense.
It's what I've fantasized all my life that I would be involved with. It's what I've always wanted to be able to do.
For the love of God, Rosario, will you tell me what you're talking about?
There's a film.
A film of you?
A film of the Via Fani massacre.
Morrow?
Super 8. They filmed the whole thing.
Let me have a look at it. Jesus. Who else has seen it besides us?
It's 25 years old, I don't know. The man who gave it to me claims to be the man who was riding on the back of the motorcycle.
So he's Red Brigades?
Yeah, I guess so.
Rosario, the call from your doctor was from him? Gosh, you're a lousy liar. So, the Red Brigades have my telephone number. Great. So, he says he's Red Brigades. Maybe he's not. Did you tell anyone you were going to Santa Maria della Scala?
No, nobody.
Somebody knew. Someone was there and took these pictures. Get involved with the Moro case and they kill you.
Finding the memorial is not going to get me killed. It's going to give me something to live for.
So, what's next?
I'm going to wait, see what happens.
You won't tell the prosecutor's office in Rome?
What do you think would happen to it there, Fernanda? It'd get buried.
And he's given it to you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think he believes that he can trust me to do what's right.
Rosario, you're so naive. You've been a judge in the provinces all your life. Let me check some things out. Get the court testimonies, witness statements. This could be really dangerous, you know. All these guys are out of jail.
Well, then don't do it. I'll do it. You've got a husband, 2 kids.
I just want to be sure you're going to be all right. Is Branco still your bodyguard?
No, I'm retired.
When I get everything collected, tell him to come out to the farm. Between the two of us, we should be able to tell you what you're getting yourself into.
Mama!
Hey! Hello. How was your day? Mwah.
For you?
A surprise for me? Mm-hmm. Thank you. You know what? There's a surprise for you two in the kitchen. The red one is yours, and the blue one is yours. Go in the kitchen. I'll be there in a second.
Okay.
Is there a problem, Rosario?
No.
My teacher's not adjusting to retirement very well. Don't look at me like that. Go see what they're doing in the kitchen, will you? We're nearly done.
May I ask what's going on?
I have something to show you. I want your opinion. It's a little before 9 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, the 16th of March, 1978. A Red Brigade's commando team has taken up position on Via Fani. A Fiat 128 station wagon with diplomatic license plates is parked on Via Stresa.
That's the one the leader of the Red Brigades, Mario Moretti, is driving.
At the same time, Aldo Moro's Fiat 130 is making a left turn on Via Trionfale onto Via Fani. The Alfetta behind him is his escort car. A Honda motorcycle passes him and heads for the intersection. That's a signal to go. You can see someone waving something at Moretti. He backs his car around the corner onto Via Fani and waits about 30 meters from the stop sign. Aldo Moro's car passes a newspaper stand that's about 100 meters from the stop sign. Moretti sees them coming and starts moving slowly towards the intersection. Now you see Moro's car. His driver slows and stops behind the Fiat 128.
Wait a second. Stop, please. It says here that at the stop sign, Moretti's car bangs on the brakes and screeches to a stop, forcing the president's car to rear-end it. The president's car, in turn, is rear-ended by its own escort car. That was Moretti's testimony in court. Marucci's, too. Moretti said he had the emergency brakes on because Moro's driver was pushing him, trying to get out of the way to the right. Marucci testified that the 130 repeatedly bashed the trunk of the 128.
That's not true. Look, there's a good 20 centimeters in between the two cars. No scratches, no dents, no skid marks on the pavement. It's just sitting there, which is normal. It's at a stop sign. The stop sign has been out 100 times before.
If they'd been banging into the other car, wouldn't Moro's bodyguards have been out on the streets, guns out? Moro's escort was 5 men.
Yeah, but they don't know they're going to get killed. Look at the film again. Take a good look. Moro's car slows down and stops. Now, look at this guy in the uniform. He's walking down Via Fani, nice and easy, in perfect sync with the cars. At the stop sign, he's right here, right beside Marichello Leonardi. Moro's bodyguard is supposed to be lethal.
So he had to be eliminated first. Look, he shoots him, then ducks away. Look again. Shoots him and ducks away. The terrorist brings up his gun, then pops him before he can figure out what's going on.
Leonardi doesn't have a chance. The car isn't even stopped yet. Leonardi's killer steps out of the way. 4 guys, guns blazing, come out of the hedge beside the cafe. The Alfeda driver's killed instantly. That's why his car rear ends more.
According to police reports, 93 rounds are fired off from 7 different weapons. 2 of the shots are fired from the gun of the president's police guard, Iozzina.
91 of the 93 shots are fired by the Red Brigades. 49 from a single weapon. 49 shots in 20 seconds. I mean, that's got to be some kind of a record, Branko.
No, you can actually get off that many in a couple of seconds.
Really?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's talk about the shooter. Wide stance, arms held forward, firing in short bursts.
At 8:55 a.m., Pietro Lally is on Via Fani and he clearly sees the gunmen in action.
Sì, stava con le spalle rivolte al bar Olivetti e quindi dava alla sinistra la mia visuale. Sparava con un'arma automatica.
Come fa a sapere che è un'arma automatica?
Io ho una certa conoscenza nel settore delle armi. L'ho visto sparare 2 raffiche complete. La prima era un po' più corta, a distanza ravvicinata, contro una Fiat 130B.
Via, via!
Sì, il cappello gli è caduto. E quello che mi ha colpito è stata l'estrema padronanza dello sparatore.
Vai! Attento a quello! Fermo! Andiamo! Vai, vai!
Alla fine della sparatoria, la donna ha fatto un gesto così, come per dire tutto ok.
Alessandro Marini, a civil engineer, arrives on Via Fani a few seconds before the attack.
Sta fermo lì! Non muoverti!
Da una 128 sono scesi in 2, l'autista e quello che mi stava di fianco.
Da questa 128?
Sì, mi sembra di sì. Io poi non ho visto bene perché ero dall'altra parte dell'angolo. Quindi... non opponeva resistenza. Anzi, quando l'hanno messo in macchina mi sembrava in uno stato di abbandono, di abulia.
Ma secondo lei l'uomo era ferito?
No, non mi sembrava ferito. È a questo punto che l'ho riconosciuto.
Lei ha riconosciuto la persona che stavano trascinando?
Sì, era l'onorevole Aldo Moro.
Dai, 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 dai! Via, 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 via!
A un certo punto quello seduto dietro la moto Honda si è sporto in furia e ha guardato nella mia direzione. Era un giovane magro, col viso lungo, le guance scavate. Sembrava Edoardo De Filippo, l'attore.
There is a third important eyewitness, Luca Moschini, a medical student. Driving his Fiat 500 from Via della Cameluccia, he turns down Via Stresa, a couple of minutes before the attack.
No, ma la moto l'ho vista benissimo. Vicino c'erano 2 uomini in divisa, fermi sul marciapiede. Uno di loro era di corporatura media.
Minutes later, when the attack is in full swing, another Cinquecento arrives at the other side of the intersection, with an officer from Rome's first state police precinct, Giovanni Intrafaldo. He witnesses 2 uniformed men dragging someone towards a Fiat 132.
Dai, veloce! Svelti! Via, via! Portano via Moro, l'hanno ammazzato tutti! Torna dentro!
At the time of the attack, the president has 5 bags with him. One containing top-secret documents, a second with his medicine and personal effects. The other 3 are only newspaper clippings and essays of his graduate students. The 3 less important bags are left behind. The other 2 are taken and never recovered. So, here are my questions. How did the brigades know which bags to take when it didn't have time to check? Second one, why such a spectacular kidnapping? Everybody knew that the president went for a walk every morning near the Stadio dei Marmi in the company of Marechal Leonardi. Just the two of them. A kidnap in such an isolated area would have been much easier and would have caused less bloodshed. Third one, how'd the Red Brigades know with such certainty that the president's car would take the Via Fani road that morning? They knew because the night before they went to Via Brunetti, which is an awful long way from Via Fani, and slashed the tires of a pickup truck. Why? Because the owner is a florist who parked between Via Fani and Via Stresa every morning. If he had been there that morning, he could have really messed things up for them. Fourth, why did they execute the man in the escort car and not just take more? There must be another reason that no one survived Via Fani. And why were all the brigades who took part in the shootout wearing uniforms of commercial airline pilots, caps and all? Why? If you wear a uniform, it's easier for witnesses to identify you, which is what happened. And if you wear a uniform, it's easier to spot you in a getaway. So why wear them? I think it's because the commandos didn't know each other. So the uniform would keep them from shooting each other. So, how come they didn't know each other?
Brava, Fernanda. Brava. Why, Branco, why?
They were all Red Brigades. They should all know each other. Maybe in the excitement, a uniform just creates a bigger, safer picture. Soldiers wear uniforms in a war.
No, I think Fernanda's right. I think they didn't know each other. We know that the guy who fired the 49 shots came to Via Fani with Moretti. He got out of the 128, walks across the street to beside the Cafe Olivetti, and there he meets the rest of the commando team. Now, who is this guy? He fired nearly half the shots. He's as cold as ice. I mean, he was never caught. Who is he?
He was probably a special brought in for the job, and then gone, who knows where, to do it again someplace else. They hired him.
Because they needed somebody really reliable to be sure that they could get Morrow out of there alive.
That's why the uniforms. He didn't know them. They didn't know him.
That must have been very scary for them.
Yes. It is scary. But there is something you didn't notice. That man in the trench coat. All hell is breaking loose around him. He doesn't move. He just watches.
Overdoing this.
Never be too careful. Come on.
We've scanned these frames in ultra-high resolution, which means that now we can pretty much move any way we want to.
Here. Can you stop here?
Yes?
You get closer. Closer. Closer.
I'm afraid that's the limit.
Can you bring him into focus?
Yeah, I think so. Hang on.
Thank you. No, the man in the trench coat is Camilo Guglielmi, Ministry of the Interior, Sismic Colonel in the Secret Services, who was working undercover for the Gladio Group.
The stay-behind force. All the right-wing politicians that ran the clandestine military camps, just in case there was a Communist Party victory.
Exactly.
What was a Sismi colonel doing in Via Fani?
We looked back. Is it possible that the Secret Service could be involved in the kidnapping?
Someone open the car. I put this in the crack of the door before we left. Somebody opened and closed it.
Ho visto un balenio tra gli alberi. Sono baionette, signore. Ti hanno avvistato, vieni giù. No, io non ho paura. Scendi. Vieni giù. Buona, sta buona. Scendo subito, ma l'albero mi ripara. Ask me a sinistra. To give this. A sinistra? Sì, a sinistra. Accidenti, ce l'hanno proprio con me. Scendi. Scendo subito. A sinistra vuole sapere? A sinistra, ma scendi. A sinistra, dove c'è una cappella. Mi pare molto zitta. È morto?
Oh, yes,
You were wonderful.
were terrific.
I was very scared.
You made Mommy really proud.
Your sister was convinced you were. You great.
Hey.
Simply an extra hole in your tiny, tiny wrists. What do you think, huh?
You're getting notes from nuns?
So, I love the part when you found out. So, you want to be an actress when you grow up? Yeah? You going to be a good one?
He brought it to you here in the middle of my children's play? First my telephone, now my kids? This guy is pissing me off, Rosario.
No, I thought it was fantastic. Really was.
Why didn't he call me? He has my phone number.
He promised to lead you to the memorial. He calls the
Oh,
shots.
it's unforgivable. I'm sorry. Goodbye, Francesco. Bye, kids. You were great. Goodbye, Fernanda.
Oh, shut up, Rosario. I'm coming! Look, he's telling us to check the deeds from Via Gradini. Fine, but tell him, if he wants this thing done before he dies, my family stays out of it.
I found the file.
Thank you. Hi, Branko.
Hi.
Rosario!
Yeah?
You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. Come with me.
Oh, give me a second. Hang on.
Ready? Before and during the 55 days of the Aldo Moro kidnapping, a brigade safe house was set up in a building on Via Gradoli 96. The building had 66 apartments. 24 of them were owned by the Secret Services. So, out of over 1 million housing units that were in the city of Rome in 1978, Moretti set up his headquarters in an apartment that's surrounded by agents of the Interior Ministry's Secret Service.
Those three companies were Secret Service?
Yes. And that's not all. Before and during the kidnapping, at Via Gradoli 89, right in front of the safe house, there lives a certain Arcangelo Montani, a non-commissioned officer of the Carabinieri, who is also an agent of the secret police. And besides that, he comes from Porto San Giorgio, the same town Moretti comes from. They went to school together, for heaven's sake.
Do you realize that before the end of the day of that kidnapping, Francesco Casiga, who was then the Minister of the Interior, had set up three, not one, not two, but three different committees to deal with the crisis. Nothing has ever happened that fast in Italy. So why? P2. P2, 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 P2. Masonic Lodge. Ultra secret. Over here to keep an eye on Moro and the communists and figure out what it means for NATO. Almost all of the members of those three committees were members of P2. Stephen Pichenik, overall chairman of those three committees. He was an American, for God's sakes. He was the head of the U.S. State Department's anti-terrorist unit. Now, his work, his presence here was so undercover that not even the U.S. Embassy was aware of him being here. No minutes, not even a scribbled note of what was done by those three committees was ever found in the Ministry of the Interior. Nothing. So much lying, so much deception, and it doesn't stop there. On the 18th of April, 1978, Aldo Moro had been a prisoner of the Red Brigades for 33 days, during which time they had issued 6 communiques. On the 18th, the newspapers published communique number 7, which states that Aldo Moro had taken an opportunity granted him by the Red Brigades and taken his own life. His body can be found at the bottom of Lake Duquesa. At exactly the same moment that that is released, the woman here in the apartment underneath the Red Brigade safe house wakes up and sees water pouring through her ceiling. So she calls the building manager, he calls the fire department, and the safe house is discovered. Now look at these pictures. What self-respecting terrorist would leave a safe house looking like that? Look.
There's another strange thing. No one tried to find out whose fingerprints were at the safe house. Why would a standard procedure, something they do for ordinary apartment burglaries, not be done here?
Because it was all fake. It was a phony. The leak was deliberately set. There was a hose up here pouring water through that lady's ceiling.
Do we know who's behind it?
Yeah, Tony Ciccarelli, famous art forger, a life of making fakes. He wrote the communique number 7, but in court he wouldn't testify for whom. So, who'd he write it for? Gladio Group? Secret Services? On the 14th of April, 1979, a little more than a year after the Via Fani massacre, 3 American tourists are in their taxi and they find a bag.
Sorry, is this your bag?
So, like the good citizens they are, they take it to the local carabinieri and they give it to a colonel who is also a member of P2. And then they disappear. Into thin air. No trace of them. They're never heard of again. Nobody knows who they are or where they are. Let me read you a list of what was in the bag. There was a pistol with the registration numbers filed off. 11 bullets, 7.65 caliber, and 1 bullet of a larger caliber.
11 bullets, like those that killed Moro? Come on.
IBM golf ball has all the letters on it. It's what prints for an electric typewriter. That particular one is Light Italia number 12. All the Red Brigade's communiques were printed on an IBM Selectric with a golf ball, the font of which was Light Italia 12. This, a package of paper tissues. Same color, same brand as the ones used to stuff up the bleeding holes in the president's body. And there are 4 typewritten pages, one of which details a plan to assassinate Nino, what's his name?
Pecorelli, journalist. Editor-in-chief of a weekly called The Political Observer, famous for its insider information. Someone in the intelligence community leaked very sensitive information to him.
Now, this is a copy of those 4 pages that were in the bag. It says that Pecorelli is, quote, to be eliminated. Easily controlled, but highly suspicious. Utmost caution usually drives a green Citroën CX license plate Roma RO8195, end of quote. Now, according to this file, they've been tailing him for days. They even set a date to kill him. Tuesday, March 6th, 1979. But on that day, Pecorelli takes part in an ultra-secret meeting at Piazza della Cinque Luna. The killers are lying in wait. Due to extended visit with high-ranking Carabinieri officer in Piazza della Cinque Lune, operation postponed. Termination no later than March 24th. Allowing him more time could be a problem in the court. Why? What's the rush? What is the urgency to kill Pecorelli? 2 weeks later, 9:35 p.m., Pecorelli goes out of his office on Via Orazio, heads towards his car. Tuesday, March 20th, 9:40 p.m., received news of successful termination. Material retrieved, unfortunately incomplete. Paragraphs 162, 168, 174, 177 missing, end of quote. They're referring to the NATO stuff in the memorial. So what are we supposed to believe from all of this? That Pecorelli had possession of the memorial? And that they killed him to get it back?
Pecorelli was at the meeting at Piazza della Cinque Luna with a high-ranking officer of the Carabinieri and his good friend Antonio Verisco. Antonio Verisco was an officer of the Carabinieri and a colonel of the Secret Service and possibly his inside informer. When Pecorelli was killed, Antonio Verisco resigned from the Carabinieri to investigate his murder. That meant giving up his bodyguard. After a couple of months, he confided to a friend that he was just one step away from a shocking discovery. The morning of July 13th, 1979, Colonel Verisco is driving his BMW along the Lungo Tevere.
On the 24th of March, 1984, a Brink's money storage facility on Via Aurelia, just outside of Rome, is robbed. The thieves get away with 35 billion lira. That's what? 18 million euro? This is what is left behind at the scene of the crime. A smoke bomb, like the one when Verisco was killed.
Ecco, guardi, ha preso qui.
7 metal chain links, 7 keys, and 7 7.62 caliber NATO bullets.
7. Always 7. Le Duquesa communique number 7?
6 months later, on September 28th, an assassin with a silencer kills Tony Cicchiarelli. Investigation turns up that Cicchiarelli was the ringleader of the guys who robbed the Brinks money storage facility.
And he wrote the fake communique number 7. And he owned the bag found by the American tourists, so...
So, the heist is not a daring heist. It's payday. He's being paid off for work done. And circumstantially, it looks like the Secret Services paid him off for doing work for them.
Da questa parte. Si sieda lì, Presidente. Ecco, stia fermo, non si muova.
Hello?
It takes a lot of patience to build a ship inside a bottle, Your Honor. Methodical, patience, and method. 2 virtues you're certainly not lacking.
Where have you been? I need to see you. Every time I solve a puzzle, there's another one inside it. This is very hard work.
You're on the telephone. Don't be so naive. Don't talk on the telephone. Didn't Bronco tell you? There's a note under your door. Memorize it and destroy it.
To the Duomo tomorrow, 6 p.m., 3rd confessional, left nave. Do not say anything to Donia Branco. Duomo, 6 p.m., 3rd confessional, left nave. Go to the Duomo tomorrow, 6 p.m. Oh, God, I didn't ask him about the photographs. Duomo tomorrow, 6 p.m., 3rd confessional, left nave. Is it you?
Yes.
Good. I have a question to ask you.
The judge is a man. Man is mortal. The judge is mortal. Do you know what that is?
It's a syllogism.
Right. Here's another one for you. Via Gradoli is not your ordinary safe house. Moretti chose the Via Gradoli safe house.
Moretti is not your ordinary terrorist. But then why?
There's no time left. We have to get this done very quickly now. My tumor is progressing a lot faster than your investigation.
I think I've been doing incredibly well.
Stop talking. Go behind the altar. The wooden choir stall, 16th seat.
16?
The 16th. Indulge my little symbolism, Rosario. Everyone else has had theirs. This affair, I'm sure you have noticed, is riddled with riddles. Don't even think about it. Don't be stupid. Not now. Go to the choir stall.
Yes, my son.
Do you know who took the photographs of me at Santa Maria de la Scala?
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, Father, excuse me.
Disappeared? What do you mean disappeared?
I can't find him. I told him to stay out of this. And you too, please. Stay out of it. It's much too dangerous.
You were supposed to take care of him.
Oh, you're making me sound endless. Now, just can you quantify?
Oh, shit. I have to go.
Well, quantify.
Est-ce que vous êtes entity?
Not exactly, but close enough.
My name is Rosario.
No names, Your Honor. Wait for me. I'll be right down. "10 years ago, I would not have breathed a single syllable of what I'm about to tell you. But if you're here, it must mean the time has come. And in the end, it's time, and time alone, that determines history's verdict. Don't you agree, Your Honor?
If you mean the truth always reveals itself in time, no, I don't think so. Not always.
Why are you looking around? Are you afraid you were followed? You weren't. Hyperion? Hyperion was a language school. Officially, that is. To those in my community, it was known as the Company. The Company served as a sort of clearinghouse for the militant Marxist groups of Europe, the IRA, the ETA, the OLP, and of course the Red Brigades. It was able to provide money, documents, housing. You know, when you look beyond the niceties, the procedural guarantees, the sacred books, the true essence of society is gang warfare.
So it was radical French, the Company.
The Company was the CIA's most important branch in Europe. Its task was to infiltrate and co-opt these violent groups. This had been going on long before the rise of the Red Brigades, you understand. You're surprised?
I'm shocked. I find it astounding how pervasive, how insidious America's presence has been in our sovereign nations.
These agreements are never public policy. These are taken care of in attics and on private terraces where everyone is cozy and well acquainted.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. So I am to assume, am I, that the CIA was in some way behind Moro's kidnapping?
Yalta was behind that.
Yalta?
Try to put yourself 25 years back. In '78, Italy had the strongest communist party in Europe, and it was about to take part in Aldo Moro's great leap. Direct participation in Italian politics. For Yalta, this was a threat to its very foundation. Hyperion helped to cancel that threat.
Cancel. Cancel. My God. Are you at liberty to tell me how Hyperion accomplished this?
We opened 2 offices, one in Rome and one in Milan. But you should know that both offices were in buildings that were already occupied by Secret Service front companies.
Italian?
And both offices were closed shortly after the president's death.
Do you by any chance know whether Mario Moretti ever became aware that the CIA had infiltrated his Red Brigades?
They warned me that you were naive, Your Honor, but consider this logically. Via Fani, via Gradoli, Hyperion. Wherever there is Moretti, the Secret Service is right there behind him. Yes?
Yes, of course.
He would often come to Paris. I don't think it was for the tourism.
No, Moretti was not your ordinary tourist.
Well, good, excellent. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Oh, I nearly forgot. I brought you a souvenir. Don't be frightened. I'm not going to kill you. I've never killed anyone. You're looking for the truth? Here it is.
What are you doing here?
Where have you been?
What?
I've been looking for you for 2 days. Branco and Fernando were really worried about you.
I'm sorry.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Oh, you are a dear girl. You are a dear girl. Thank you. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, Brenda. How on earth will we ever be able to pay for this?
Don't worry. It was a bargain.
Stay back, Umbretta.
Good God! It's the antique dealer.
Oh, God.
What's going on?
I need to speak to you outside. Just a few words.
Who is it, Fernanda?
It's Rosario. Something I forgot. I'll be right back. This way. So, where have you been?
He went to Milan.
I'll explain later. The antique dealer, the shop in front of my apartment, he was just killed on the street there, a hit and run. He was my contact, Fernanda.
Oh, my God.
I met with him a week ago. I messed up my chance to find out about the photographs. Everything was so rushed, and now this accident.
It wasn't an accident.
How can you be sure?
The gun that was on the ground. It was a Taurus 38 Special, a favorite among some professionals. The holster, you know, inside the antique dealer's jacket, is an American make. It's made in such a way that to draw the gun, you have to grab the butt and go through 2 precise movements, one after the other. 1, 2, like this, you see? Otherwise, it won't come out. Not even if someone tries to yank it with all his might. Maybe he drew it when he saw what was happening, or they threw it there.
This is a warning.
Yes. It's a warning, all right.
Well, that's it. Goodbye, Memorial.
Look, before he died, before he was killed, didn't the antique dealer give you something? A lead? An address?
No. Nothing. Nothing, Branko. Nothing at all.
Well, I have to go.
Fernanda, I've never interfered with your work before, and I don't intend to start now, but there's a limit to everything.
I'm sorry. I'm just very tired. Can we save it for tomorrow?
No. We have to talk about this. It's over a month now. You've been in some other world. You're no longer part of this family, Fernanda.
That's not true.
What's going on?
It's just another investigation.
Oh, no, please don't treat me like an idiot. I don't want to know what Saracini's got you working on. I only want to know one thing. Is it dangerous? Is it something that could put you in danger?
Maybe. A little. Possibly. We have Saracini has a source brought him a document. Francesco, swear you won't ever mention a word of this. Saraceni's source was there, in Via Fani, when Aldo Moro was kidnapped. He knows where the memorial is. The original Aldo Moro memorial. The guy, was a terrorist.
What do you mean, was?
There was a car accident. That's what they came to tell me.
No. You can't. Fernanda, you...
Francesco, listen to me.
Every single person who ever came close to those papers is dead. They were killed. Saraceni lives alone. He has nothing to lose. But you have children. You have me, for God's sake. You do not have the right.
I'm a magistrate. I am bound by duty.
Oh, don't! This is your husband you're talking to. You're not in some courtroom.
Okay, you're right. Don't yell, please. Don't wake up the kids. They get scared. Try to understand me, Francesco. We were so close to the truth.
The truth? Oh, what were you trying to do, huh? Redeem Italy? All the pompous, ridiculous...
I won't let you talk to me like that!
All this has been for your career, and you won't even admit it! You're risking your family!
I don't want to talk about it anymore!
Mia dolcissima Noretta, credo di essere giunto all'estremo delle mie possibilità e di essere sul punto, salvo un miracolo, di chiudere questa mia esperienza umana. Ho tentato di tutto e ora sia fatta la volontà di Dio. Credo di tornare a voi in un'altra forma. Ci rivedremo, ci ritroveremo, ci riameremo. A te devo dire grazie, infinite grazie per tutto l'amore che mi hai dato. Ricordati che sei stata la cosa più importante della mia vita. Bacia e carezza per me tutti, volto per volto, occhi per occhi, capelli per capelli. A ciascuno la mia immensa tenerezza che passa per le tue mani. Sii forte, mia dolcissima, in questa prova assurda e incomprensibile. Sono le vie del Signore. Vorrei capire con i miei piccoli occhi mortali come ci si vedrà dopo. Se ci fosse luce, sarebbe bellissimo. Ti abbraccio forte. Aldo.
È il professor Franco Dritta? E chi parla? È il dottor Nicolai. Sì, Nicolai. È lei, professor Franco Dritta? Sì, ma io voglio sapere chi parla. Brigate Rosse. Va bene. Ha capito? Sì. Adempiamo alle ultime volontà del Presidente, comunicando alla famiglia dove potrà trovare il corpo dell'onorevole Aldo Moro. E cosa dovrei fare? Mi sente? No, si può ripetere per cortesia. Non posso ripetere, guardi. Allora, lei deve comunicare alla famiglia che troveranno il corpo dell'onorevole Aldo Moro in via Caetani. Via Caetani. Lì c'è una Renault 4 rossa. I primi numeri di targa sono N5. Devo telefonare io? No, dovrebbe andare personalmente. E non posso. Non può? Dovrebbe per forza. Per cortesia, no.
So, we've come to the death of Aldo Moro. His body was found in the trunk of a Renault 4 on Via Caetani at 1:30 p.m. The Red Brigades testified that he was killed at a safe house in Via Montalcini and then driven all the way to Via Caetani. But why should we believe them? A blast from a Scorpion submachine gun perforated his lungs. The Red Brigades thought that they had killed him, but the shots missed his heart. The body moved, and then they did kill him with 2 shots from a Walther PKP 9mm. They said that he died between 6 and 6:30 a.m. But that's a lie. And more than that, they claim that they drove from Via Montalcini to Via Caetani 12 kilometers. Rome was sealed off. It was swarming with police. And they say that they drove that distance with a corpse in the trunk of a stolen car.
These are the forensic lab reports. Immediately after the body was found, they established that the body had remained in the same position after being hit by 2 9mm bullets. So, the execution must have taken place somewhere near Via Caetani, because the body couldn't have stayed in exactly the same position through 12 kilometers of city traffic. The autopsy confirmed that the entrance wounds were on the left side of Moro's body. So the shots were fired from inside the car, not outside. The back seat of the Renault 4 opens into the trunk. Empty shell casings were found on the floor.
I don't think he was killed in Via Montalcini. I don't think he was even there. I know the Red Brigades testified that they kept him there for 55 days, but I think they're lying again. When they did the autopsy, they found sand in the left cuff of his trousers, plus a spiny, thistle-like plant that was still alive, and there was earth and sand in his socks.
According to the brigades, the sand was placed on purpose to throw the investigation off track.
They lie. Now listen to what the report says. Moro's shoes present traces of a still fresh bituminous substance, signifying that within 2 or 3 weeks before the recovery of his body, Moro must certainly have walked in an area along the seashore. I mean, the same bituminous substance was found on the tires and the mud flaps of the Renault 4.
Then, going by what you say, the president wasn't killed at the Via Montalcini safe house, but in the center of Rome, just a few hundred meters from the place where the body was found.
Because the Secret Services are there. You must not lose sight of the fact that the directors of all the Secret Services were affiliated in some way with P2.
That's the reason the Secret Services are here, in Via PFOA, where Mario Moretti had set up a printing press, the one used for all the communiques regarding Moro's kidnapping. The police raided the printing house here and found an AB DIK 360 press, serial number 938508, that came from the Secret Service offices of the Ministry of Defense. The press was owned by the Army's Special Forces Liaison Committee, which is the umbrella for special units like the Gladiators. The crack corps trained to be part of the Glad organization.
How are you? Sorry for the delay.
Retire.
Oh, come on, come on. I will walk you over.
Can I show you this?
No, no, no. Later on. I'll leave you in her capable hands. Don't be fooled by her age. She's the brains in this outfit.
Sit down, Judge. What's the name?
Sorosini.
So, you forgot your password, hmm?
Yes, it's a court document, very complex.
It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care what's on the diskette. Let's have a look. You brought it, right?
I don't understand.
The diskette.
I have to give it to you.
No diskette, no solution.
Look, please, all I need to know is, can I open a file if I have forgotten the password?
Absolutely. It can take some time, but sooner or later, you can get in.
Good. So what do I have to do?
Bring me the diskette, and I'll crack it for you. Oh, don't worry. Your friend, my boss, told me all about it. I'll just open the door for you, and then you're on your own. My father's Sicilian.
Hello? Can I call you later? Okay. You're not going to climb to the top, are you?
What's today?
Tuesday.
No, I mean the date?
October 4th.
Our investigation is 1.5 months old. When we began, we were, metaphorically, down in the piazza. Come on, we'll be able to speak freely up here. Now look. Go on, look. I assure you that I am in complete possession of my faculties. Most of them, anyway. So what do you see?
Piazza del Campo? Roofs?
It was from this height that we understood that the Via Fani kidnapping was not an ordinary kidnapping. And now look, what do you see?
We begin to have a clear view of the city and direction of the streets.
It is from this perspective that we understood that Via Gradoli was not an ordinary safe house. Come on. We'll stop here. We're about 3/4 of the way up the tower. From here you can see the entire city. Beautiful. Look, this view, what do we know?
That Moretti was not an ordinary terrorist leader.
Absolutely right. Okay, let's go to the top. Now, let me explain to you why I've dragged you all the way up here. I didn't go to Milan, I went to Paris.
You went to Paris?
The antique dealer sent me to Paris to meet a man named, well, for the moment anyway, Entity.
The Entity?
I don't know who he is. All I can tell you is what he told me. He told me that he had been connected with an educational institution named Hyperion.
Hyperion? The Parisian language school?
He explained to me that it was a cover for the CIA. It was their most important branch in Europe. The company, with its mandate to prevent communism assuming power anywhere in the West sphere of influence, was the umbrella for everything. According to Entity, in the logic of Yalta, Moro's historic compromise is unthinkable. It is categorically unacceptable. In the spring of 1945, Churchill, Roosevelt, and Stalin meet in Yalta to decide their respective areas of influence. Italy is given to the West. So that's where Italy has to stay if the balance of power is going to work. That day in Paris, Entity gave me this little gift. It's a field manual prepared by an intelligence branch of the U.S. Army in 1970. Issue FM 3031B, top secret. It lays out all the contingency measures to be taken in allied countries if the communists look like they might get elected, or if the communist military threat seems to be imminent. It's all down here in black and white. It tells the agent exactly what to do, what interventions to use and how to use them, from infiltration to provocation, when and what violent action to take, right up to, quote, the abduction and assassination of political leaders, end of quote. So, that's our view. That's our overview. That's what we know about the Moro case. Pretty clear, isn't it?
I think you have quite a case, Your Honor. But it doesn't tell us where the original of the memorial is. The complete original. Those 419 photocopied pages are only a part of the memorial.
I know where the memorial is. I just have to go and get it.
There you are. Hey, hello. Hey, where's my watch, huh? Yeah. When do I get it back, huh?
Sunday.
Sunday?
Did you see my watch? It's not your watch, it's Daddy.
Oh, what's the time now, huh? When do I get it back? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a
cow,
E-I-E-I-O. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a horse.
With a nay-nay here and a nay-nay there. And on that farm he had it.
Steady.
Sorry,
No.
can't come in here.
No!
Please calm down.
Please.
No!
Please.
We need to help her.
No, sorry, you have to stay out here. They'll be in good hands, but you have to stay out here.
I got an hour off. Lunch?
Never had one. Well, I'm not sure, to be honest.
I'm hungry. I don't want
It's
to.
just,
There.
Oh, there's Fernanda.
Any news? Where is she? I can't tell.
Well,
She's just too
we're
distressed.
just,
Excuse me, miss. Just a minute. Can you come with me?
I think we should just go and sit down, take it easy, and just, hang around for a while.
Shall fall by the sword, and thy valiant ones in battle, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she shall sit desolate on the ground.
It was an accident, Your Honor. An accident.
It wasn't your fault, Dad.
Umbretta's right. You shouldn't have tried to pass.
I never dreamed it would come to this. I think it's probably best to send everything to the prosecutor's office in Rome.
Of course, Your Honor. As you wish.
Come on, Dad. I'll come with you.
No, you go ahead. I want to be alone for a little bit. I'll make it back on my own. Umberto? Hello?
Judge Saracini?
Yes?
I've cracked it.
I beg your pardon?
I found the password. I opened the file.
No, Your Excellency. No, I'm not conducting an I'm not conducting an inquiry. I'm retired. I couldn't even. Excuse me. I didn't hear what you said. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I will come through tomorrow. Yes, sir. Seems my journey is over. It's summoned to Rome, not the sort of invitation one can refuse.
Well, you were going to give it to them anyway, so...
Maybe. My apartment's been ransacked. My house, too. Francesca.
I'm sorry. It's what happens. Anything I can do to help you, Your Honor?
Yes, my dear old friend. You can make me a promise. I do not think that I...
Shh. Come on! Come on! Inside! Inside! Quick! Quick! There's water there.
Water?
Yes. What? Soak the handkerchief and press it to your face, quick! It's all right, we're safe.
God.
It's over.
God.
We're safe.
I do not think I will be able to go and get the memorial myself.
Your Honor, what are you saying?
I need you to promise me something.
Yes, Your Honor.
I need you to call this telephone number if for some reason I don't come back. A journalist will answer. He's a loyal, old friend. And I need you to give him this. And I need you to promise one other thing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Take care of Umberta. She's a good girl. I'm prejudiced, but she's a special girl.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll miss the train.
Your Honor. You didn't tell me the password.
Piazza delle Cinque Lune. All lowercase, one word, no spaces. That's the password. That's the key to the memorial.
Judge Saraceni? Please.
Well, Your Honor, sometimes we're swept up by events bigger than we are. I'm sorry.
Maledetti voi, signori del potere, che muovete la vita di persone coi vostri fili da burattinai. Maledetti voi e i vostri ideali, che destinate a sorte incerta noi poveri mortali, e maledetti poi per aver ucciso la mia vita di bambino, che non aspettava altro, signori miei, che parole come non più rivederci, addio, a mai. Maledetti voi e maledetti noi. E ancora grazie poi di questo incanto di paese che trema all'orrore di una guerra e si nasconde nelle chiese sempre aperte, tranne quando fuori piove più forte. Maledetti voi che lasciate che vite di bambini siano regalate al vento come tanti palloncini, e non pensate mai, signori miei, ad occhi che ti guardano e ti chiedono: tu da che parte stai? Tu da che parte stai? Spero che sia la mia. E così, maledetti noi, destinati al dolore antico e sempre vivo, regalato da voi alle nostre vite. E maledette bombe senza nome che lasciate alla pioggia il compito di pulire, nel dovere di capire perché la 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 quanto ancora voi, signori del potere, dovrete distruggere, noi ricostruire, uccidere, non far risorgere, parlare, non capire. E vi chiedo se anche voi avete un cuore che piange e che ride come il mio, o se di tanto in tanto ci parlate con Dio, quando la notte ascolta il suono dei vostri pensieri più lunghi. E così, maledetti noi, destinati al dolore antico e sempre vivo, regalato da voi alle nostre vite. E maledette bombe senza nome che lasciate alla pioggia il compito di pulire, nel dovere di capire perché